And fun.
Eh,
Good evening, everybody. And I'm going to hand it to Tyler because I'm so tired that I forgot that he was here.
I'm here. Damn it! Here once a week. Okay. Oh, funny. Hey
Tyler?
everyone, welcome back to 22 Panels. This is the podcast that aims to examine, explore, and elevate the medium of comics. I am Tyler. Apparently, I am here.
You
And
are
across
here.
and across the
You're just
interwebs,
being so quiet.
from me is my good buddies Tad and Phil. What's
Such a
happening,
good,
guys?
such a good buddy that you decided to like get rest after driving 7 hours with family in the car on Friday and not
Yeah,
drive 3 hours on your own on Saturday to come see me.
I
Yeah,
know. I
good buddy.
I literally slept through my alarms. That's literally what happened. Yeah,
That's fine.
had
That's
every
fine.
intention of going up there and then woke up and Peggy's like, "Weren't you going to go somewhere today?" I'm like, "Oh no." And
I
yeah.
mean, the con didn't start at noon, and we texted at what? I think like 9. So,
Yeah,
I
I was
mean,
I when you
uh, I,
texted me, I
I
was
didn't get to the con until like 1. So if you'd left when we texted, we would have gotten there at the same time.
true. But Ted, I was still in bed when you texted. I was awake
Uh-huh.
beforehand, but
Uh-huh.
I was still in
Uh-huh.
bed and I was wiped out. I'm going to be honest. I didn't want to
Yeah, I was
do
about to
jack.
say, see that's where I was at the beginning, and for a second there, I thought you were going to say something about like needing a shower or something, and I was going to remind you that it was a Comic Con.
But
It was a comic. Got Captain Sweatpants in the corner. Uh, no, yeah, I'm honestly on Saturday. I was in such a terrible mood. I would have been
No, I get it.
crabby to be
I
with
get
anyway.
it. Uh,
Um,
Kelly and I's big decision is next year we're taking half days on Friday,
ooh,
okay.
that sounds fun.
so we don't get it at midnight the night before.
Yeah.
Get in at midnight, sleep till noon. That's the dream, right?
And I'm still like trying to figure out how it would, because remember what, 4 years ago, the first year, I made the trip in one day. I
Hmm.
drove up and drove back in the same day, and I'm still trying to figure
Ooh,
out how I actually
I remember when
and
you
A
did
lot of
spent
that.
like an
caffeine.
yeah, something like that.
Anyway, Tad,
Albino caffeine.
did we even say what the name of the show was that you went to?
Oh, the insert name Comics and Zine Fest in Minneapolis, run by our good friends Ryan Carey and Emily Mayer, and I got to see Ted Anderson. He came
Nice.
to see me. Bought some cool stuff. We might have some guests coming out of it. Traded some emails.
Heck yeah.
Ironically, spent some time talking to people from Chicago in Minneapolis.
That's funny when you meet people from home, you're like, "You're from
Yeah,
here?"
yeah, yeah.
So I had our con over in Sioux Falls is SuperCon. And Schulte Automotive is a sponsor of the con. So their logo was on my t-shirt that I got at the con. And I was in the Black Hills in like Keystone or something like that. And then um some dude comes up to me and he goes, "Do you work there?" He goes, "Are you from Sioux Falls?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't work there. I was at the convention, and then also I live near Sioux Falls, so it was really weird to run into people that know where you're from.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Always a little strange.
Anywho, what
Even
else is
even
going on
weirder
this
when
week?
you know the same people.
Yeah, that is weird.
Though that happens more and more in comics for me. It's like I
Hmm.
know this person and then they know this person and then yeah, it's a
Yeah, and it's
weird,
kind of fun because
weird connected.
when you name drop somebody that they know personally, then it kind of bonds you guys together. You're like,
Yep.
"Oh, you're
Yep.
friends with
Yep.
them?
Well,
Cool. You're
well,
a
or
good guy.
I was wearing my CXC t-shirt, and
Hmm.
one of the people I talked to is friends with Evan Salazar, who we still haven't had on, but I really want to have on, and who designed last year's t-shirt. So like they were immediately like, "Oh,
Right?
I know that shirt. My friend Evan drew it."
That's awesome.
And I'm like, "Tell him he needs to return my emails." Every time we talk, we're interested, but I also know that he works like the day job, so it's just a matter of like not managing to, you know,
Yeah.
when you work all day, I think he delivers chocolate, which is kind of a cool job for cartoonists. If you told your 8-year-old self that you were going to grow up to deliver chocolate and draw comics, wouldn't that just seem like the dream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good combo, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Phil, why don't you tell us what's going on in the world of diamond bankruptcy,
Oh,
preferably in like 30 words or less, because I just want to like
goodness.
have my head explode every time I think about the diamond bankruptcy.
Oh yeah, having speed run a summation by the incomparable Heidi McDonald at the Beat, it sounds like the judge has issued basically kind of a pause for the various companies involved to get their shit together while they prepare to potentially sue each other for over the assets of what remains are left.
But
Um,
seeing as Diamond is one of those companies, at least one of those companies won't get their shit together because they
yeah,
never ever do.
not even multiple. The way there was a line where she said, "The bankruptcy has gone bankrupt." So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
we hit the bottom of the barrel a while ago, and
This
we just
is
kept
Yeah.
plummeting.
this is this diamond breakup has jumped the shark, right? This is Batman
Right.
66, kind of crap here.
Tyler,
Not even
don't
shark
get a
repellent
diamond
spray.
account for your new store. No diamond
Get a
account for
diamond.
your new store. No diamond
Oh
account.
yeah. I was like,
You
that
don't
is would be
need one. You
horrible.
don't
No.
want one.
I would even be suspicious of a Sparkle Pop account
Yeah,
were
No,
such a
yeah,
thing
I
to
yeah.
no.
emerge.
Nope. Uh PRH and
Lunar,
Lunar are the only
Lunar
ones that I
and
am going with.
maybe Hachette.
Okay.
Um,
it's another big publisher.
Possibly Macmillan. I mean, those are ones that you have to figure out, like, because like first second isn't available through either
Oh,
um Lunar or PRH.
Can you
interesting. And
spell
okay.
afterwards shoot me a text about Hachette
Yeah. Well,
and then what
you
was the
know, if
other?
you think about it, I would recommend sending an email to Patrick at Challengers.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
Challengers stays on top of their inventory really well. I'm certain he'd be willing to tell you what distributors you should consider.
Okay. Sounds good. Well,
Mention
what
Ted, he gets a
else?
commission.
So yeah, so I'm gonna do some cool comic related news.
Okay.
Since like we gotta have. I mean, is it a shit sandwich when the bread is shit and the interior is like a Twinkie, or is
Mm,
it the other way around?
mm.
What would we call this? Because like when we get to what kind of week has it been, we get more shit to go with the diamond that we started with. But I've got our Twinkie. I even doubled up on our Twinkie in between, even though I call it one news point, but it's one news point of cool things happening in the far off future. The first is, and I know Tyler will like this. Naoki
Hmm.
Urasawa and Takashi Nagasaki's Billy Bat will be getting a English translation. Apparently,
Yeah.
this is a book about a Japanese American comics artist who created a hit detective comic about a bat and discovers the
Mm.
character may already exist in Japan, drawing him into a global web of conspiracy, murder, and mystery that spans centuries.
That sounds
It's gonna
amazing.
be awesome. I love Urasawa. He's so
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
20th
yeah,
Century Boys, you guys,
yeah.
is like the best manga I've
So,
ever read.
I'm most familiar with
well, we're gonna have to put that on our list too.
yeah, Monster. I've read a fair amount. It's really
Yes,
great.
Monster is great.
I
It's
need to
over
read
there on my
Monster.
shelf. Yeah.
Azadora is my
Isadora is
bomb.
great. Yeah.
So yeah, June of 2026 that'll start up. So we might have to consider
That's like,
doing some Pluto. I love Pluto.
so you're telling
Uh-huh.
me I've
Um,
got a birthday for next year picked out, along with apparently there's going to be a special edition Shin Godzilla DVD released around the same time. It's going to be great next year. These are reasons to
that's
keep going.
always possible, yes.
So
But
the readers
but
to keep going.
the
You can
next
make it to the
the
next one,
the
family.
the next headline from the beat has like four words that just make
Can I
me,
read it? Can I
yeah,
read the
go ahead and
headline?
read the headline. Yeah, yeah.
All right. Tom King writing Archie movie for Lord and Miller.
That
It's
was
gonna
more
be
than four words.
I know.
Well, no, the ones that the I was going to say there are four words. It's just maybe it's King Archie Lord Miller.
Yeah.
Make me go,
King,
ooh,
Archie, Lord, and Miller.
because Tom King loves his Archie. Phil Lord and Chris Miller made the Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse movies and Lego movie before that. Um, so the idea
This
of,
is gonna be
well,
so
and
good.
supposedly the one live action thing that they were attached to for a long time was the Han Solo movie, and I have a feeling that most of what was good about it was them.
True.
Because there was still a lot of good mixed in with the nostalgia. And the nostalgia is not bad, but like the people who don't like the Han Solo movie, I think it's because they feel like it got too heavy on the nostalgia and or they feel like the Darth Maul dropped at the end was dumb, but like the Darth Maul would have been so less dumb if it kicked off like an underworld trilogy or an underworld TV show or whatever. We almost got like this different side of the Star Wars universe that would wind up having to wait for Andor, essentially. And be completely disconnected. But yeah, Phil Lord and Chris Miller make movies that I like. Tom King writes things that I like, and I'm recently converted to Archie. So all of that makes me happy. What doesn't make me happy
Yeah.
is troops on the ground in Washington with strong implications that my city of Chicago is next.
Yeah. Not only Illinois, but
Like,
South Dakota as well. I mean, I literally have just been over the
yeah,
entire state of South Dakota last week, and there is no unrest. There is no reason for military occupation. This is insane.
yeah, yeah. So I'm just saying that if like you ever log in some Saturday morning and I'm not there, I probably got arrested.
Probably.
Just, you know,
We're gonna
I
have
I,
to
I
keep
already
keep
know
tabs on
that
you, Ted.
if there's like an organized type resistance type thing, I can't imagine not showing up. I like
Yeah, I hear you.
I wouldn't show violently. I'm more likely to be the one that would talk the ear off of the ICE agent and bore him to tears, while also making him feel like he
Is an
needed to
idiot.
call his mother and apologize.
I would love to say that I would be that guy as well, but my daughter is 7. I can't do
Yeah.
that.
No, I know. I know.
It
I
sucks.
know. So let's talk some new to order comics. I think this is our
Okay.
last week on this catalog.
Yeah, I think we did it.
Who's kicking off with some Stephanie Phillips here?
I think that is me. Binary #1 from Stephanie Phillips, like Ted just said, and Giada Belviso, or Giada. I gotta move my video of you guys over so I could see the screen. There we go. This is binary, and the universe burns uh, with her. X years later, in the ashes of the old world, to survive, she is reborn, a cosmic force channeling the phoenix itself. With the universe crumbling, Binary returns to save what's left. But power this great always comes with a price, and the end of everything might begin with her. This is in shops on October 8th, and I love X-Men stuff. Don't get me wrong, but I'm wondering how Binary is a different character than the Phoenix, you know?
Well, it looks like it looks like it's Phoenix power, but without it inhabiting Jean Grey.
Yeah, I know. It's just,
I mean, that's what I'm thinking.
yeah, it's cool. You know, I'm
We'll
gonna
find
buy
out.
it. You
We'll
know, I'm
find
gonna
out.
buy it. I'm gonna be all over it.
All right.
This looks
Craniacs
cool.
from Shali Fish and Joe Simcoe. Debut comic based on the hit Craniacs trading cards created by lead Garbage Pail Kids card artist Joe Simcoe and top senior executive Ira Friedman. Craniacs TV series in active development from animation studio Titmouse. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Innovative reading experience. Read the story of Retrovia, then turn and flip to read about Futera. Two stories that meet in the middle, which leads on to issue 2. Written by Shali Fish with stunning artwork by Garbage Pail Kids artist Joe Simcoe. Two planets collide, forming one world. Two distinct skull-faced societies split down the middle. One side is wild and Stone Age, named Retrovia. The other side is systematic and ultra futuristic, named Futera. So it kind of feels like it's Flintstones meets the Jetsons via the Garbage Pail Kids. I can go for that. I can go for that. That works for me.
Yeah, it looks great. I mean, I love Garbage Pail Kid cards. My daughter loves collecting them because they're just gross, you know? So any art with Joe on it would be awesome.
So here
All
you
right,
go,
let's
Phil.
next up.
Stealing my book.
Oh, one day I'll learn to spot them beforehand. I should have
No,
known
it's okay.
anything by these two, but John Le Carre's The
Well,
Circus.
these three,
Oh, the Le Carre as
I
well.
adore John Le Carre.
Oh, Le Carre. There we
I've
go.
I've actually been a fan of John Le Carre for longer than I've been a fan of either Matt Kent or Ibrahim Mustafa. Rest in peace. Not Mustafa Le Carre.
Okay, good. I was whew, that
I
was a
know for a
whirlwind of a
second there, I
sentence
was
there.
like, wait, what?
Like this is news. Um, But yeah, that is a comic from John Le Carre's The Circus, Losing Control. Script by Matt Kent, illustrated by Ibrahim Mustafa, colors by Brad Simpson, and letters by Simon Boland. Every day, the intelligence agents of the circus are enmeshed in high-stakes, high-wire acts that the average citizen would never notice. They protect Britain's most sensitive secrets, and in modern Britain, secrets are everything. At the head of it all is control, the all-powerful puppet master who decides who goes where, who does what, and sometimes, out of necessity, who lives and who dies. But now control has vanished. He doesn't show up at the office. He misses his meetings. He won't or can't answer the phone. He is simply nowhere. Control's assistant Maggie is the only one who knows he's gone, and with an imminent and critical mission in Vienna, the clock is ticking. Maggie knows every protocol, every password, every operative, but whether something has happened to Control or whether this is part of his plan, she has no idea. Either way, she can't trust anyone with the knowledge of his absence. Can she even trust him? Secrets within the circus have a way of coming unraveled. Maggie will have to act fast, or risk the walls tumbling down around her. And that's going to be from Dark Horse in stores November 19th.
Yeah, love me some George Smiley universe.
I had fun reading that solicit. It was a good one.
I recommend
Okay.
reading all of the Smiley books or listening to them or listening to their BBC radio plays, which are abridged but still very good.
Next book is The Last Wolverine from Saladin Ahmed and Edgar Salazar. This is coming out October 22nd. What happened to Wolverine? X years later, the people of Vancouver cheer a new hero, the wonderful Wolverine, aka the Wendigo, Logan's last student. But what happened to Logan? A secret from Wolverine's past will set the last Wolverine on a mission to uphold his mentor's legacy, unless a dire threat burns it all down first. Can't read. Uh, so, like I said, guys, this is going to be in shops October 22nd. If you're reading Wolverine right now, you have an idea of where Logan's going, why he won't be around, but definitely
All
worth checking
right.
out.
Thanksgiving, a one shot from Mark Russell and Morissette from Ahoy Comics, an intensely timely one shot. Thanksgiving, a day when American families come together until the strain inevitably tears them apart. But for one family, the cruel and deadly seed, the turkey neck killer, binds them together in the saddest, most shameful way possible. In stores October 22nd. So time to read it multiple times before it's time to actually have your turkey.
Sounds like it's in time for Halloween as well.
Yeah.
Alrighty, next up is They're All Terrible, number 1 and 2 of 3, the deluxe edition from Matt Kint and Ramon Villalobos. New York Times bestselling writer Matt Kint, powerhouse artist Ramon Villalobos combine their powers to deliver an ultra-violent, bloodthirsty barbarian epic for the ages. The first 2 issues of the acclaimed sword and sorcery saga are represented here in an all-new deluxe format. The war of the ringed throne is over. Evil vanquished. The world saved. But some people are never happy. Notorious across the lands for their merciless brutality, the bloody mourners know the war would have been lost without their savage skills. But with no land or gold to show for all their hard work killing, they set their sights on the city of clouds and their mythic treasure. Pacifists with no defenders of their own, desperate cities sends Espion, a young adventurer, to recruit the best warriors untold riches can buy. When a drunken skirmish leaves the realm's best fighter and Espion's last hope dead, he will have to do the unthinkable and hire the killer instead. Now it's up to the disgraced Crawl the Subjugator to lead a ragtag group of misfit brawlers to try and keep the mourners at bay. A drunken barbarian, his jilted lover, a washed-up wizard, and his back-talking familiar, a mummified assassin, a mutinous pirate, and a little girl. With champions like these, who needs enemies? From Bad Idea, in stores October 1st.
Nice.
All
I
right.
didn't realize you
All
had
right.
2 Matt Kint books.
Oh,
Eh,
unintentional theme there.
all
Funny.
right. Some
All right, I'm
some
back. I don't know if you guys
graphic
even
novel.
I
did you
saw
I
you
even
saw
blink.
you
mention
go.
that I was gone?
I saw
Well,
you go.
we didn't want to interrupt.
We didn't mention anything, but I saw that you were gone.
You could have stealthily
So,
slid right back in.
Okay, Bridge Planet 9. This is from Jared Throne from Top Shelf IDW. And scroll down for me, Tad, will you, a little bit? A heist gone wrong in this gritty, intimate sci-fi graphic novel. 4 down and out thieves touch down on an abandoned colony planet for an easy heist until the masks come off. Bridge Planet 9, once a thriving outpost, is now deserted. Corporations have claimed what's left of its natural resources for automated extraction, and even the freighter ships that refuel here are completely unmanned. Now, one of those freighters is about to be robbed. This will be in shops October 21st. Yeah, looks awesome.
RP was me, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yep.
From Uncivilized and EPHK. Is the artist writer. Careful who you hunt down, you might find them. 2064, Cape Town. Clouds roll down Table Mountain into the city bowl, letting the neon signs and burning lights take over for the evening. The seawall keeps the tides at bay. The ramparts keep the townships out, but nothing keeps the bodies from dropping into the night. One cursed SAPS detective, Gung Gunny Yan Fung, is on the case. But this murder's not like others. It seems to expand everywhere and even the reaches into Gunny's own past. Getting to the bottom of this one is going to cost her, and Gunny has nothing left to offer. From the Cape of Good Hope to the streets of Hong Kong comes Harpy, a moody, retro-futuristic detective mystery, a tale of belonging, purpose, and above all, of consequences. In stores October 22nd.
That sounds really cool and looks
It
really cool.
does.
Alrighty, next up is Red Knight, written and drawn by Hanawa Kazuichi. Um, oof. Hanawa's comics, while linked intimately to the very foundations of culture and education, are imbued with the reality of nonsense. Akasegawa Genpai Breakdown Press is honored to publish another classic of underground manga in the shape of Red Knight by Hanawa Kazuichi, a wild entry into a violent world of obsession, madness, and the perversity of the gods. In Hanawa's work, cruelty and decadence go hand in hand, and desire is accompanied by a macabre twist. Hanawa Kazuichi is one of the true pioneers of manga. His trailblazing work in erotic grotesquerie and folk horror has made him one of Japan's most revered and imitated mangaka. Since his debut in the legendary alt manga magazine Garo in 1971, Hanawa has been skewering the morals of Japanese society through chilling tales of debauched medieval aristocracy, many of which are collected in this volume. First published in 1985, Red Knight was Hanawa's breakout book in Japan. This translation of the expanded edition is his first collection in English since his 2006 manga Doing Time, about the artist's imprisonment for illegal possession of a firearm. Published by Breakdown Press. This one is from Floating World in stores October 29th. I would really love to get my hands on that because that sounds very exciting.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
it
cool.
sounds cool. All right. Real Politic from Nathan Gelgood, an absurdist comic strip satire of cinephilia in the attention economy. A specter is haunting the cinema. A contrarian crew of small town theater employees trade quips about directors, film criticism, and contemporary moviegoing. But underneath their banter and clashes with customers, an ideology begins to take shape. With the help of a dissatisfied cinephile and some witchy magic, the employees radicalize, take over the theater, and seize the means of projection. What starts out as a workplace comedy simmers and then explodes into an absurdist cinema focused tract. Cartoonist Nathan Gilgood both champions and lampoons the aspirations and failures of cinema, and not a single sacred cinematic cow goes unpunched in this manifesto for revolution through film. This will be in shops from Drawn and Quarterly on November 5th.
Sounds really, really interesting.
It's funny. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely a good idea. I would pick it up.
I think this one was me. This is
I believe so.
Yeah, it's you.
Smoke Gets in Your Eyes by Anais Flogny, a gripping and lushly illustrated tale of love and lies set between 1930s Chicago and New York's criminal underworld. Perfect for fans of manga like Banana Fish and readers of graphic novels like Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me, who are looking for adult LGBTQIA plus fiction. Chicago, 1930. Jules Tivoli is a penniless Italian immigrant doing odd jobs to make ends meet. A twist of fate causes him to cross paths with Adam, a kingpin in Chicago's criminal underworld who sees something in Jules that nobody else does. Something special. Under Adam's wing, Jules becomes somebody and falls in love hard with the man who made him. But after an FBI crackdown, Adam and Jules must flee to New York to escape being caught in the ensuing chaos. In New York, Jules' Italian heritage gains him access, recognition, and power in the Cosa Nostra crime family. As he becomes more important in a city where Adam can't seem to catch a break, he meets Efuesio, a handsome, violent, and ambitious new partner who insists that Adam is holding Jules back. But Jules would be nothing without Adam, wouldn't he? Torn between his past and his future, a sudden betrayal forces Jules to find a way to protect his love and prove his loyalty, if he can even manage to make it out alive. In stores October 8th from AB
Abrams.
Abrams Books.
Abrams.
There we go. Still learning the product codes.
Spy Seal from Rich Tomaso. Welcome to the thrilling world of international espionage. Follow Spy Seal on high-speed car chases, hopping bullet trains, climbing down underground tunnels, and flying high above the clouds in jet-fueled seaplanes. All to hunt down a very dangerous British-turned-Soviet double agent posing as an art dealer. This Soviet spy begins killing off important figures of Parliament, and that's when Spy Seal is put on the case. What is the reasoning behind this double agent's terrorist actions? Why are three masked bunnies vandalizing paintings in every gallery across Europe? And just what is this mysterious and elusive Corten Steel Phoenix anyway? From Floating World Comics, in stores on November 19th. Let's take a look at some collections.
All right. We got Batman and Robin, year one. Mark Waid and Chris Samney. Superstar creators Mark Waid and Chris Samney tell the definitive origin of the dynamic duo. The early days of comics' greatest crime-fighting duo come to life in this stunning collection, courtesy of two of modern comics' greatest storytellers, Eisner Award winners Mark Waid and Chris Samney. While Bruce Wayne and orphan Dick Grayson struggle with the challenges of becoming father and son and partners, a mysterious new crime boss called the General declares war on Gotham's mob families. But what is his connection to Two-Face? Batman and his new sidekick Robin, are out for answers, but it will take everything they have to navigate both sides of their relationship, with Dick Grayson's present and future hanging in the balance. This will be in shops from DC on December 16th.
Alrighty. The Loose End. Inspired by classic 90s crime drama movies in the vein of movies such as Desperado, Swingers, Heat, and Reservoir Dogs, Stephen Hollis is a mild-mannered scriptwriter with a love for risk and reward. When he gambles his way into debt, the mob offer him a one-way ticket from under their thumb. All he has to do is kill the biggest Hollywood executive in the industry. The award-winning imprint Hard Case Crime presents an off-kilter story of guns, ganja, and gambling from David Dwanch and Travis Heimel, and Hard Case Crime and Titan Books in stores on October 8th.
Alrighty, next up we've got Red Before Black from Stephanie Phillips and Goran Sudzuka. This one is going to be from the tough streets of Miami to the eerie Florida backwoods comes an instantly iconic criminal duo from superstar writer Stephanie Phillips and acclaimed artist Goran Sudzuka. Disgraced Army veteran Val is sent to Florida to hunt down an infamous drug runner named Leo, but she soon finds that they have an unexpected enemy in common, turning the game of cat and mouse into something else entirely. With no one else to turn to but each other, can this lethal partnership survive what's coming, or each other? That one is going to be in stores in December
16th.
December 16th. There we go.
Yep, from Boom.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm. On the Final order cutoff for September 1st. We've got a bunch of them. Dark Empty Void, the trade paperback from Zach Kaplan and Chris Sheehan, is coming out from Mad Cave on September 24th. Deluge, #1 from Colin Bunn and Marika Cresta from Ignition on September 8th. Ding Dong Circus and Other Stories, 1967 and 1974 from Sasaki Maki. A Floating World on October 29th. The Guy on the Chair, #1 from Hannah Rose May, Utkarsh Umbatkar and Guillermo Sana at Dark Horse on October 8th. Lost and Found from Mia Wolf at Fantagraphics Underground on October 8th. Mary Sue, #1 from Megan Fitzmartin and Lisa Sturl, Boombox, October 8th. Mongoose from Joanna Mosey and Pow Pow on October 15th. The Phantom, #1 from Ray Fox and Russell Olson at Mad Cave on September 24th. Red Book Volume 1, #1 from James Tynion and Michael Avon Oming at Dark Horse, October 8th. Robin and Batman, Jason Todd from Jeff Lemire and Dustin Wen at DC on November 25th. That's the collection. The aforementioned Spy Seal, the Corten Steel Phoenix from Rich Tomaso at Floating World, November 19th. They're also the aforementioned They're All Terrible, numbers 1 and 2 from Matt Kint and Ramon Villalobos, A Bad Idea on October 1st. Uncle Scrooge from Flint Heart Glomgold's Sinister Secret, #1 from Francisco Artabani, Jonathan H. Gray, and Alessandro Parina at Fantagraphics on October 8th. Wish We Weren't Here from Peter Cooper at Fantagraphics on October 8th. And Witchcraft from Soleil Otero at Fantagraphics also on October 8th. Those 15 books are all on final order cutoff September 1st. So you've got about a week to get your orders in. Still crowdfunding. We have Where Monsters Lie, Dead End from Kyle Starks and Peter Kowalski on Kickstarter through August 31st. Go back and listen to the interview. Also go back and listen to the interview with Dylan Gilbertson. I keep forgetting to put his co-creators' names in here. Jason Piperberg and
The other guy.
no, the other guy was
Everybody loves
nice. I
the
don't
other
want to
guy.
say that. He was our
Sorry,
Italian
guy.
colorist. He's a good guy.
I'm sure he is. What is his name? Dylan's on here. I can't see the other dude's name.
Yeah, I keep forgetting to
I'm
add them to
scanning.
the. I'm scanning. Where's
Not Jack Foster, is it?
No,
Jason
that's
Piper? Luca Romano.
there we go.
Through September. Type those in right now. So when I copy for next week, they'll be. Also, Unsounded books 1 and 2 from Ashley Cope at Iron Circus on Kickstarter through September 4th. Tyler, what did you love this?
Oh man, I really loved the Umbrella Academy Plan B #2 from Gerard Way and Gabriel Ba from Dark Horse. I've always been an Umbrella Academy fan, and I'm really excited to see where this arc goes, you know?
Cool.
Yeah, #2 is good. I mean, 1 kind of set it up a little bit, and 2 is, adds more to what's going on. Exquisite Corpses #4 from this was written by Che Grayson along with James Tynion and Adam Gorham and Michael Walsh on art. This was actually really cool. Phil, are you
It
reading?
was very good.
What's up?
Are you reading Exquisite Corpses?
Oh no, it sounds interesting though. So I'll definitely be on the lookout for that one when the trade comes around.
Yeah, definitely do, because it is like it's with the way that you love what we're reading right now, and I just lost the title, Lazarus, right?
Mhm.
I feel like this has got some qualities to it that you would like.
Okay.
And then I also read Exceptional X-Men from Eve Ewing. And then it, yeah, it was just a great story. I love how she's handling these other characters that we don't get to see a lot of in, the the longer running X-Men stories, And I mean, she's a great writer. Not
I
to
love Eve
mention,
Young.
yeah, I mean, not to mention the artwork is amazing. Um, but yeah, Chad, what about
So,
you?
so for my top three books, I wound up reading a lot of pages
Yeah,
because all of my top three are graphic novels this week. Um,
funny.
the sci-fi fantasy creation myth, just beautiful, wonderful. It was already on my best of 2024 list as a published only through Patreon book, Drome from Jesse Lonergan at 23rd Street, and First Second was finally released wide this week, and oh my God, is it still beautiful and gorgeous, and I love it. And it's going to become the first book to be like on one of my top of lists 2 years in a row. I can feel it already. um though actually it might have actually been 2023 that it made my list, not 2024. I'd have to go back and look. Can't remember when he finished the first pass.
Right.
He's tightened up some stuff, redrawn some pages, that sort of thing, but still amazing.
It's
This
very good.
Place Kills Me, which somehow flew way under my radar, from
Hmm.
Rumiko Tamaki and Nicole Gu, both of whom are like must reads for me, but like they got together to do a high school drama. Fuck. Ah, so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that was coming out because I just checked that out from Hoopla because that sounds and Exquisite Corpses, both those I just checked out from Hoopla. Well,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Uh, and then Space Opera Xanadax Across the Unknown Dimensions of the Universe. Phil reminded me of it last week, and man, did I totally read it and totally love it. And it's like Star Wars meets Wolverine meets Tom Scioli. Um,
That's awesome. That is quite the
nice.
description. Space Opera Xanadex Across the Unknown Dimensions of the Universe is a great
yeah,
title. So
yeah.
that's cool.
It was so fucking good. So yeah, it was a great work week for graphic novels, which is why I haven't even read half of my single issues this week, though Wonder Woman was amazing and Corpses was amazing, and oh, Buff, I could have gone with a fourth graphic novel because Buff Soul was amazing. I read an advanced copy of that a while ago.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's just a really good week. And Phil's really leaning into this walk with Phil. He's
Yeah.
taken every advantage to do more
Well,
books.
so this is Tad, you stumbled into some deep lore of my history. I only played Little League 1 year as a kid, and the
Uh,
only way I got on base was either
was
a
to walk.
walk or getting hit by a ball. Uh,
Okay, okay.
I crowded the plate like a giant. Because anyway,
Crowded the plate and
You took
crouched.
it on purpose?
yeah, I
That,
took several balls. There was a wild pitch I took to the back. That one hurt pretty bad.
no
Um,
kidding.
yeah. Anyway,
You're a
um,
wild man.
I was a stubborn little kid, that's for sure. Um, so in honor of the launch of the Saga Book Club, which definitely tune into that one if you're a fan of the
And I'm
series.
also kind of blown away that you managed to have three books here that I haven't read.
Yeah, heck yeah, that's what I'm going for. And so the theme for this walk is four miniseries at least as heartbreaking as Saga. First is
Well,
Kennel.
see, I'm going to say right now that I don't know if
Mhm.
I buy that because,
It's
like,
this is where okay, so
we three is
Okay.
sad,
yeah,
but
we
it's not as heartbreaking as
okay.
Saga.
I'm sorry, but if it this yes, at least as heartbreaking Saga was a bit of hyperbole.
Okay, okay.
Everyone's sense.
A bit.
But again, a bit because I I struggled with, or not struggled, but I liked comparing the idea of a mini series with heartbreaking moments compared to an ongoing series with repeated heartbreaking moments.
Well, that's
Um,
true.
yeah.
But even if we try to go 6 issue stretches,
Hmm.
I can think of two different saga OGN or saga collections
Yeah,
that are more heartbreaking than we three.
that's fair. I just like We Three, and that was it was
I like
the
it too.
it's a classic. Believe it or not, it's not available on Hoopla or Global Comics. I looked there, so check
It
for a
is
physical copy.
available. It is available on if you have I'm pretty certain. Let me check. I think
Yeah.
it's on DC Infinite
Oh,
if
that
you
would make
have the
sense. I
ultimate
mean, it better be.
subscription.
It is an all-time classic.
I mean, you have to pay for the ultimate to get Vertigo, but I'm pretty certain it's one of
That
the
that being said, the first one, because We Three was number two. It was also the segue between them, but there's there are themes within themes here. So the first one
yes,
I
it
was going to
is on
mention is
DC Ultimate
nice. That's good.
or
Kennel.
DC Infinite Ultra. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. So this one, oh, DC. Oh, that's too many words. I'm sorry. Mm. Anyway, the first one up is Kennel Block Blues by Ryan Ferrier, Daniel Bayliss, and Adam Metcalf from Boom. This was a four-issue miniseries that came out, I want to say around 8 to 10 years ago. It has two of the saddest pages of comics that I have ever read. That honestly, if I think about them too much, I will start tearing up right now. But it is an
Oh,
incredible. It's an incredible book. If you're an
okay.
animal lover, especially, and that's why We Three as well. We Three was a little bit of a filler because
What I
everyone
feel
should
like
read
you're
it on their
saying
own.
here is that like Christy Nome would think that they were inspirational books.
Quite possibly. I would, I try not to think about her as much as possible. Is the way I would put it. But yeah, but two, We Three, if I would put it this way, if you can read We Three and not feel sad, you're a terrible human being that
You
I
are a
probably don't want to
monster.
meet. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how I'd phrase We Three. We Three is great.
Yeah.
Third up is Cry Havoc, another miniseries from Image Comics that again, probably close to around 10 years ago. It's actually not even listed on their website anymore. So I wonder if
Which
there's a
is
story
sad.
behind that. It is sad because it was a great
Well, I
looking
mean, when
book.
it's creator owned, and particularly when you have that many people involved,
Yeah.
there are a million different things that could.
That could. It's by written by Simon Spurrier, pencils and inks by Ryan Kelly, and then three different colorists worked on the book: Nick Filardi, Lee Louridge, and Matt Wilson. And they each tell different time periods in the same person's story. Um, I loved reading this in single issues because the back of every issue had endnotes about all the mythical creatures in the book. And so I would highly recommend if you can find the single issues for that somewhere, read it like that because I like issue by issue endnotes as opposed to read the whole book and then their endnotes. I might even, recommend going back and forth issue by issue on that. But it was a great. It has a pull quote from Alan Moore of all people. So yeah, you should read this book. The saddest thing about this book is that there's only one volume. The fact that this didn't turn into an ongoing series is the secret tragedy behind it. Um, and
Well, I will toss out just for you, Phil,
uh-huh.
that there is currently a buy it now, 1 through 5, very fine near mint lot on eBay for a whopping 9.95.
It's pretty great. It's great. If you haven't
So
read this book and you like
$7.36
what
shipping.
but there's six issues, so that you need to get 1 through 6. But
Oh,
still,
well, there is a
there are several buy it nows.
I'm seeing
Oh
four
yeah.
other lots that are 1 through 6
Hmm.
at 809 to 999 with anywhere between $7.67 and 8.99 in
Oh yeah.
shipping costs. So yeah, the options are there.
Hmm.
You can find it.
And of course, the last one mentioning the big wizard himself, the first volume of Cross Plus 100 by Alan Moore, Gabriel Andrade or Andrade. I am not sure how to pronounce that. My apologies. Colors by Digicore Studios. Letters by James Reed. I'm not a crossed guy. I'm not a.
I haven't read I think I've read like one volume
I've
and
read, yeah, very, very little. This book was great. Even if you just read the first issue, which contains a minimum of horrific images, uh, the use of language in the book is absolutely amazing. Moore has gone through the effort to imagine 100 years and later how the English language would shift in to where they are familiar words, but they now carry different meanings. And I thought that was a fitting one to tie in to, with the issues of Lazarus this week. This is kind of a language issue. This is the language episode of 22 panels, and it felt like a fitting one to shift in themes, so to speak.
that works.
Yeah.
From Avatar Press, if you can find it. If the I don't know the state of that company, but if you can find it, it's good.
I love it that your segment, Phil, it's getting girthier and I love it.
Gonna
It
take over.
yeah, it adds
Just
depth
expanding the
I
to
thought
territory.
I'd
Panorama,
come
right?
up with the one
A
time
different
walk with Phil
dimension.
idea, and he's like, no, no,
You set me up. I gotta do it every time now, or see how
no,
long I can keep it going. At least
no.
we'll see.
So Tyler, you're
A walk with
still a
Phil. I
chapter
love
ahead
it.
of me, but Ace has
I
been
can't
saved.
believe, Dad, when I saw you write your number in there, I was like, are you kidding? How crazy is that? I am at
Well,
574,
then I
listeners, and
fixed
Tad
yours
is
because
at,
you had 274. Because you wrote in
oh,
274.
did I?
I'm like, no,
That
you
was,
can't go backwards.
oh, no. No, and Chad is at 573. This is a neck and neck race, and it has been for I don't know, not quite 18 months, but
I mean, part of this
it's
is
been
that I
over a
read
year.
prose really slowly, so I was trying to get through the source books.
Ah,
And there's
true,
no
true, true, true.
audio version of the source books.
No.
So it took a lot of
Anyway,
time.
so
Yeah.
that's true.
But yeah, Ace
Our
has
great,
been saved, and we're about to
yep,
move into the new era of pirates, is what it looks like.
yeah,
As Ace
yep,
declared this the Whitebeard era.
yeah. I
Um,
think I think the series is going to take a turn here,
I do.
as
I
a
feel like
series.
I feel like this is a major turning point.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to see where we go next. I mean, I always say that, but
I feel like we've been kind of repeating the same motif for 500 chapters.
yeah,
Um,
but not in a bad way.
what? No, I guess not in a bad way, but I'm ready for this to see what
To
else can happen to Luffy and his
yeah.
gang. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they're done. I think they might be done gathering crew, and it might be
Yeah.
more like defining why the pirates aren't necessarily the bad guys, or which pirates aren't necessarily the bad guys, or how all of the last generation of pirates are somehow the government now.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that doesn't feel real.
No, not at all. That's actually a great segue into Lazarus, which totally didn't
Lazarus.
feel at all as I was reading through
Oh
the
yeah.
source books. No, no. That didn't feel like, one side of the US was you had the tech bro libertarian took over the East and
Mm.
Carlisle, and
Or the
the
West.
yeah, the West, and the
Mhm.
reactionary um eh, eh, I guess they didn't make him an evangelical Christian, but they could have.
Yeah, I mean,
Mhm. Yeah.
the only difference is that they worship him instead of any
Right,
other kind of
right,
deity. So
right,
the
right.
playbook is
But it's
there for
like
sure.
these are the rules and you will obey and I
Yeah,
love you, so I'm not going to kill any of you. I'll just take away your free will either through mild drugs or not mild drugs. It's your choice. Would you like the mild drugs where you can still make some decisions and feel good? Or would you like to be committed? At which point you you no
You won't
longer
like the drugs.
well, you won't dislike the drugs either. You will
True.
lose all sense of self.
True. You are gone.
You will live only to follow orders.
yeah. That's the thing is that again
But it's gold. It's gold. See,
right.
see the injection, it's gold.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. Oh goodness. Um, no, it's interesting how I definitely read the most of the Carlisle one, and ran out of time on the other two, so I had to get gists. But yeah, the picking up on some of the really insidious small lines in the Carlisle one, talking about longitudinal capitalism and the Carlisle
yeah.
pyramid. Um, the fact that they literally chip people in exchange for labor points.
Food.
Yeah, food, multiple levels of tiered economic systems.
Yep.
Um, the you know,
Yeah,
I
what's the
think
big deal?
no, the one that was probably the most insidious was the at the very end of the section on the lift where the paragraphs headed winners and losers, talking about how the caravans of the list start out as like an optimistic, hey, maybe I'll be good. And then after the family picks the top of the crop, there are wolves who recruit for herds, migratory labor forces. And then even the people not selected by them rejoin the caravan as the services for the caravan of
Yeah.
and it was one of those things where I'm so thankful that Lazarus is a comic, because if it was a series of novels, I don't know if I would have had the same patience and dedication to it. It's just one of those things, realizing about
Well, I mean,
myself.
I think if it was a series of novels, one of two things would happen. It would either be way too bleak
Oof, yeah.
or way too technocratic.
Mm,
And either way, it would be unreadable. And anything in between, um, you just wouldn't get the same feel.
yeah, that is that is one of the things that um I mean, first and
I don't
foremost,
think that I don't think you could convey the rawness of the world without the visuals of the artwork, right?
right.
I think it's particularly in this instance, I don't think Lazarus would work as prose because, like, you just couldn't do it justice, honestly.
I mean, reading the source books, which are, let's be honest, a little
Hmm.
dry, that they
Hmm.
feel
Yes.
very much like history textbooks. And I know that
I
that's not
I
an
thought that.
accident, but it's the only way to really do it, too.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
Um, if it was prose, reading the source books would be required,
Oh, absolutely. And I even think
or
it's
it would have to be worked into the story, at which point, like, you'd have like the 5 page aside on how this worked,
right. I mean,
how that worked,
it's
or
let me say that, the if when we find ourselves in our game of die on the side of Lazarus, I will be rereading these source books all the way through for
did
as
you
much
see
material
that
as
I
possible.
tossed in the World of Lazarus guide to our Lazarus
Oh, I
folder?
did not
I
see
didn't put
that.
it in the die folder, but it's
Okay.
in the Lazarus folder.
I'll have to check that out.
I
Yeah.
didn't get the game rules for the game that it goes to, but I got
Mhm.
I bought the PDF for the Lazarus.
There we go.
I
Because yeah,
didn't get to looking at it yet
yeah, I
because
would also love to read more source books for the other families because that's the thing is
yeah, I hope that at some point we get the other families. Though
yeah.
I feel like we gotta, I think as we move into Lazarus Fallen right now, I
Hmm.
think that there was a lot of source-like material put at the back of them.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we get the other families at this level of detail, but I think we
Hmm.
start getting some of that stuff.
Right. I think, I
Uh,
mean, I would certainly hope so. The type of series it is, even with Carlisle being the chief focus, I think that it's got such a global view that
right.
it'd be hard to feel any kind of conclusion to the series knowing, oh, Carlisle's down. But there are these other families out there that are going to,
Right.
absorb what's left. That'd be pretty insidious. I've also got to say I really loved these Jonah issues
I did.
from the
Uh,
first page with the ocean spray.
I mean, it's amazing what can happen when like you almost die and then are shown both mercy and love. It
Right.
is possible to then turn into a a
A
worthwhile
decent,
human.
a decent person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, this is one of the reasons that I don't like writing anybody off, period. I'm way more in
Hmm.
favor of a carceral system that's about rehabilitation
Right.
than punishment, that sort of thing.
Yep.
Um,
But I think that's I mean,
but it makes for a good story. And
it
it doesn't
does.
even take a long story. It takes a, oh wow, you you got to float in the ocean for a really, really long time.
I
And
didn't.
then these
Oh,
people
how
who
many
knew
months?
who knew that by helping you, they were putting themselves in danger,
Hmm.
did it anyway. And
Oh yeah.
not because they knew you were some rich dude,
Right. That's
not
the other
because
thing
they
is they
thought there should be some reward, because it was the right thing to do. And then the daughter fell in love with you and things were good. And then war broke out and things were not good. And that's where you're at now.
Yep.
Um,
And let me
so
just
it really becomes a question of like, can he keep this newfound humanity?
right. I mean
Um,
that will be interesting going forward. I also thought that
or as the world, I mean, we've watched him have almost everything that means anything torn away
mhm,
from him except his
right.
son. But in some ways that makes it, I mean, because Tyler knows what kinds of things would you do for your kids that you would never dream of doing otherwise?
Well, I don't think there's a limit. I don't know if
I think I have
there.
some limits, but I don't know for certain where they are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a better way of putting it. Um, my good example is I have a sister who is a criminal. She's a drug addict. She's really a bad person. And my brother and I have written her off. We don't answer her calls. We've cut her off. But my mom will not because that is her daughter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, no matter how horrible my sister is to her or whatever, my mom will not cut her out of her life. And I have to suspect I'd be the same way with my kids, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, like, and I don't know all the situation. I think it would be hard for me to cut a sibling out of my life.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to
Yep.
judge you, because I'm not saying that I don't think that there are scenarios where I could do it, but I also, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. I also suspect that even if I cut them out of my life for a period, the door would always be cracked.
Oh, yeah. Well, in my case, with she has schizophrenia. And when my daughter was born, my sister started making comments to people about the spiritual connection she has with my daughter and how they are both reincarnated from a mother-daughter situation in a previous life. And it escalated with her to the point where people were concerned
Oh yeah, no.
that she would try to
Mhm.
kidnap her, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Like I said, I wasn't trying to judge you
So for
at
me,
all.
it was
And
more of
that
a safety
then it
thing,
be yeah, well, yeah. Scenario like that, so when you have to choose between a child and a non-child family member, that shouldn't be a choice. Though God knows we've seen times where it was. I mean, there was recently a high profile case where it was discovered that like an author had looked the other way.
I heard about that.
And
Yeah.
I
Yep.
don't feel like naming it because there are so many details that I don't know, and it sounds like
Hmm.
it's a pretty complicated thing on all sides. But like where an author had let her husband abuse her but not his biological child for years,
Hmm.
Hmm.
so it was a situation where like it was the stepdad. um but again, it's so hard to know what like the example I always use, and like uh, only actual parents completely get this. I hope Phil's smart enough that he can pull it off, but I'm certain that Tyler will get it. Um, like I no longer, when I hear about the baby that's thrown out of the window or shaken to death or whatever, go, I don't understand how anybody could do that. Because I remember the day that my kid had been screaming in the car for an entire trip to my mom's house and was still screaming and my head was throbbing and blah blah blah, and mom wasn't home yet, but I wound up calling her on the phone and like being in a separate room from my son, just saying, tell me it's not okay to hit my head and my son's head in the base with a baseball bat. And she's like, it's not okay to hit your son with a baseball bat. And I'm like, really, are you certain?
Well, at least
And
you
again,
stopped and
I never,
asked.
yeah, no, I never did that. And I'm not, and I don't say this as something to like, it's not an
Laugh off when it happens.
excuse. Yeah,
Right.
it's not something that I think is defensible. It's not
Hmm.
something that I think is um
Well, I think that so
something
from
that should be without consequences, et cetera, et
right, right,
cetera.
right.
But it's understandable.
Just from, I mean, being an uncle and observing parenthood from, from the safe for me distance of being an uncle, it's yeah, it's tough. It's one of those things I can't even imagine, the people who have to do it on their own without help from families when, you know,
Yeah.
how sleep deprived you can get, how, again,
How
seeing,
about when you got to work two jobs
yes, those sorts of things.
to like
Yeah,
keep the roof over your head
right.
and
It's the kind of stress that even imagining it can be terrifying. And so, yeah, I think that it's understandable to have thoughts like that, and it's important that you do the right thing of reaching out to someone else, like, hey, I am having a
right.
hard time. Can you help me reframe a
Well,
little,
but this is also why, and I feel like it was a Mother Jones article that I read
Hmm.
a while ago, and I should probably go dig it up again. But like, um, state laws can be terrible to mothers.
Yeah.
state laws can like make mothers responsible for abuse done by fathers or boyfriends or whatever
Yeah.
because they were expected to
I
protect their
would,
child. There
yeah.
are crazy instances where like mothers wind up in jail for abuse done by the father that
Hmm.
becomes the custodial parent because the mother is in
Mother's in
jail.
Yeah.
jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where I'd say that ultimately I feel like the law is most often most cruel to children. Um,
Most cruel to
you know,
children and their mothers.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's even worse towards women than
it
like,
is. You're absolutely right.
yeah,
Because of those
yeah,
things. Same with people of color who have their children taken by the government and given to
yes,
white families. That
yes.
that is also an awful one, But yeah,
So,
it's
so now that we've explored the dark side that we hope that Jonah won't go to.
yes, right.
Oh yeah,
I'm
back to
not
the
gonna say
comic.
I'm not,
let me remind myself and everybody else that Tyler's got company tonight, so we should wrap
right.
up.
Woo,
We're
that's a
going to
good one.
talk
Yeah,
about some great books coming out next week, starting with Lazarus Fallen Number. Is it
we're
three?
It is number
three,
three.
number three.
Number three already.
Number three.
Again
Lazarus
for the
Fallen
third
number
time.
three from Greg Rucka and Michael Lark. If that's not the top of your, it's not the top of your list, Tyler. For shame.
For shame.
For
No,
shame.
We all
I
three
have.
need to be there.
Um, This actually missed my list until I got my advanced reader copy of The Knives, a Criminal Book by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, which I can now say I know is spectacular,
Lucky
and
you.
therefore was able to slide Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Rites of Spring, number two, Patrick Horvath, back into my list. And then our absolute Martian Manhunter number six from Dennis Camp and Javier Rodriguez. Books I know are spectacular. The Knives from Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. News from the Fallout number three from Chris Condon and Jeffrey Allen Love. Some great collections this week too. Led by The Question All Along the Watchtower from Alex Segura and Cian Tomi and Those Not Afraid from Kyle Starks and Patrick Piazzalunga, and Vicarious from Ryan Parrott and Eleanor Carlini. A couple more graphic novels. We've got Cry Wolf Girl from Ariel Slamet Rees and In Mourning from Paula Cheshire and Jody Troutman from Maverick Mad Cave. So one of those sad YA books that like help that are both sad and very instructional, but instructional by being good stories, not by like saying this is how you handle being sad.
This is how you
At
have
least I
to
don't
do
think so. I haven't read it yet,
it. It probably,
but Maverick
it
Mad
probably
Cave puts
is.
out good stuff. So
There's a goal for me, Ted. I'm going to write a book called How to Be Sad.
Ought to be sad.
I mean, I'm not saying that you couldn't do that too.
Right, right.
But we know that it's almost always better when you tell a story that people relate to than
Yes.
when you just give them the
In an instruction manual.
directions on what to do.
Yes.
Right.
Although I do gotta say, uh, definitely in hindsight, a way that I feel I've probably been on the spectrum is there were times in my youth where I felt like I was missing an instruction manual for life, or at the very least, social interactions.
Oh yes. Oh yes. No, no, no. I'm not saying that instruction manuals are bad,
Right, right, right.
except that they're not. I mean, this is where fiction is a better instruction manual. No instruction manual could come anywhere close to covering all eventualities. So
Oh
the
yeah,
more fiction you imbibe, the more options you have on your plate.
that's a great way to put it.
Oh, it's deep, dude.
Hey,
Hmm.
I like it.
Hey,
I
hey,
like it a
hey.
lot.
you say that like you're stoned, but I want to say I'm stone cold sober.
No, definitely not stoned. Too bad. Just kidding.
That's also good.
Just kidding. This is being recorded. Okay.
Yeah, but you're not a
My
teacher anymore, at
no,
least for
no.
now.
Well, here's the thing. I'm hanging on to my license. That would be
Well,
ridiculous to
no,
let that go.
I imagine you will teach again.
Yeah.
I'm learning something right now.
What are you learning?
Don't put me on the spot like that, Tyler. Jeez.
Okay. Okay. Well, it's my teacher in me. My teacher in me. I'm like, Phil, what did we learn
Phil,
today?
what did you learn?
I learned
All
that
right.
fiction is an infinite expanse upon which we must press ever forward.
Okay.
There
It's
you
not
go.
quite what I said, but it
It's
works.
not,
Yeah.
it's
I'm
close.
I'm putting it in my own words here.
Okay. My picks for next week, you guys, like Tad said, Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Rite of Spring #2, Patrick Horvath is killing it. This is awesome. I love that he's coming back to the series again. This is issue 2. So we should be able to see a little bit more about what's going on. And then Jeff the Land Shark, honestly, is so funny. I love it that Kelly is doing this as an ongoing. And then Toki Tokoro is doing art, and it's
It's
great.
ongoing or a miniseries, but
Either
it's not
way,
just the
it's
collection of
one. Yep,
comics. Yeah.
yep, yep. That's yeah.
And
And
it's not
then
Kelly Sue, it's Kelly Thompson.
I'm sorry, what?
Kelly Sue's Deconic. You said it's Kelly Thompson. Kelly Sue is Deconic. I know there's too
I
many Kellys in comics and it can get confusing.
I didn't know I said the wrong one. I know it's Kelly Thompson. Um,
Yeah, I
anywho,
figured you
uh,
did. I just heard Kelly Sue, and I'm like, we got to make this clear. And we love Kelly Sue,
okay.
but we also love Kelly Thompson.
Well, Minor
Maybe
Arcana
sometime we'll
is
have the Kelly episode and have Kelly Thompson and Kelly Sue on, and have my wife as the main host.
that would be
Kind of
really
like the
cool.
Tyler episode that we haven't done yet.
And then
Yeah.
you get Joe Kelly. Does
Ah,
he count?
we
Does he
have
count as
had Joe
Kelly?
Kelly.
There you go.
We've had Joe Kelly. We've had Kelly Sue. We've had Kelly Thompson.
That's yeah, we need to do a Kelly episode for sure. And then Phil, and then our Tad episode is going to be an episode of one. But
Yeah,
uh,
it's the
I feel
one
like
where I just get to to talk to nobody. You're gonna make me talk to nobody? Is that what you're saying?
no, I will get members of the band Tad to
Uh,
come on the
so I'd
show.
have to go listen to the band Tad. I haven't actually
Yeah,
listened
true.
to that
Okay, so
because I'm
Minor
afraid that if
Arcana.
I didn't like it, I'd get really frustrated.
This is Minor Arcana #10 from Jeff Lemire and Letizia Kodanichi from Boom. This beat out Lazarus, you guys. I like Lazarus, but I really like these 3 series more. I'm
I
sorry. I'm
mean,
sorry.
I'm gonna say just give it a little while.
Uh-huh.
Tyler's
I
still
love
new to Lazarus in general. He's only been caught up for
I
like a month now.
I love everything that's going on. I do.
Oh yeah.
It's just I'm just, excited about
he
lots of
wants his
stuff.
murder, his humor, and his Jeff Lemire more.
That's
You know what? All 3 of these do encompass my tastes quite a
I do.
bit. You
Yep.
know, books like Lazarus are going out of my comfort zone of where I would normally gravitate towards reading, but I am loving it. It is good.
I'm glad you're coming with us, and I hope to find a favorite book of yours that pushes one of us out of our comfort zones as well. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
I have.
I mean, I already read more horror than I used to.
There we go.
that's true.
That's
When we
pretty much
started
his
talking,
fault.
Dad, you were like, "Oh, I'm not gonna read that." Yeah, no, I don't think so. And then I was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna."
Well, but some of the back then you were still doing some of the like crazy horror. You don't
The
seem to
gross
do as much
stuff.
of anymore, right? The
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 gross
more
stuff.
gross than story.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
And
agree.
Yeah, I've got a line.
I think the biggest thing that happened is I pushed you. I expanded your comfort zone enough that you can't afford to buy the books that you're buying just because they have gross art. You're
Yeah.
like, if there's no story, I don't want it anymore. I need my
Yeah. I
Jeff
will
the
say
Land Shark instead.
I cannot say that you're wrong. You know, you have expanded my need for more books, and my budget is, not getting bigger.
Similar,
So,
right?
Well, hey, guess what? I mean, you're making your comic habit your profession soon. You know,
That's true.
you can read anything you order for the store.
So this is where I'm going to
uh-huh,
say,
uh-huh.
be careful about ordering stuff just because you want to read it, because like
I know.
you got to also be
Well,
able to sell it or it becomes really expensive.
yeah, I'm in that boat right now. So, I'm
I
trying
mean,
to decide what to start with. You know what I mean?
I
Um,
mean, like ordering a single copy of a book because you want to read it is one thing, but always
yes.
ordering two because you're like, oh, I want to read it and I need one for the store. Be careful with that, and really, really be careful with, oh, this 1 in 50 cover looks awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm
Don't
too
order
old.
50. No.
I'm too old for variant covers, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. No,
I knew a comic shop that went out of business in large part because not only would he like stretch for some variants, but like he didn't want to sell the variants. He wanted the variants for himself. So he'd have
Yikes.
the 100 issues of a book that he normally sold two
Ooh,
of.
ooh,
So
and nobody wanted that. They
that,
wanted the one he
yeah,
got.
no, they didn't
yikes.
really want the one he got either.
They they didn't want it, period. This
But
is
but
Nobody
there
wanted
would
it.
have been more chance of breaking even if they could find one person that wanted the one that
right.
never made it to the shelf.
Woof.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is definitely the comic book equivalent of getting high on your own supply.
Right.
It's oh
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Do you
In my looking ahead next week, Tad, I'm glad you confirmed that the
Oh,
new
it's so
criminal
good.
book First in Years.
It
I will
is
be excited to
literally
read that
so
one.
good that I am rereading Criminal.
Wow, does that sound like a great responsibility that we might want to join in
It
on?
could be.
Have you
I
read
mean, we
Criminal,
kind of
Tyler?
told Tyler that we kind of told Tyler that we do some Grendel, so we might have
Oh
to
yeah,
come
right,
back
right.
to
Okay, we'll put it in the docket.
hold
I
on,
like
I
Grendel
guys?
too.
Keep
Yeah.
talking. I'm gonna grab a book quick.
Okay. All right.
okay.
But yeah, I am definitely excited for The Knives by Ed Brubaker and Sean
Oh,
Phillips from
so
Image.
good.
Also overlapping with
So
Tad,
good.
looking forward to Lazarus Fallen #3 from Rucka, Lark, Santi Arcus, and their new letterer, Mayer, Ariana Mayer, I believe. I'm probably messing up that first name. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And then I'm
No,
also
I think it is
excited.
Ariana Mare.
Okay. I knew about the last name. I wasn't sure about the first name. Anyway, I'm also excited for The Voice Said Kill by Simon Spurrier, Vanessa Del Rey, John Starr, and
Is that
Hassan.
issue two?
Issue 2 of 4, and Hassan Otsmain El Hal. Thank you for teaching me
I
how to
love
pronounce that
Hassan.
one, Ted. Oh yeah, yeah. The first issue of that was phenomenal, fantastic. Um, it was fucking great. Not what I expected, but in the best way possible. Seriously, it's such a good fucking book.
Mhm. Okay. What
So
I was going to suggest with the Grendel is maybe we do the omnibus. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah,
We do the omnibus editions. I don't know where you can find them online
I actually have
for
those. They're at my parents'
you do.
house. I do. I have
Right.
one.
yeah, and that
I have
and
one
they're
through
both
four. Yeah.
on I know they're on Global Comics. I checked recently. I think they're on Kindle Unlimited, and I think they might be on Hoopla too. So yeah, no, we can do omnibus editions.
Okay.
Very,
Oh yeah, it's a real. I would be so excited to get back to it because I got through volumes 1 and 2 and was like, wow, this is turning into something I don't expect and it's very different.
right.
So I'd be very
Oh,
very
it's
interested to get back
really
to it.
different. Yeah, very,
Oh
very
yeah.
different. Okay. Well, guys, I have to go. I have people coming over in a few minutes. We're talking shop
Well, then
tonight.
take us out. Just because I forgot and like started us off doesn't mean that you don't still get to take us out.
All right. All right, fine. All right, guys, thanks for listening, and we will catch you guys after the next page. See ya.
See ya.
See ya.
All right.
Peace.
Dorks.